Hi, welcome back. It's time for State of the World part of my campaign update for today, this Wednesday. And yeah, I am Susan Maud Buchser-Lochocki, a presidential candidate from the last election, and I have not conceded because there's a lot of corruption in our election process. And I have a lawsuit pending with the Supreme Court exactly about that. So it is my right, as I went through in the last video, my rights about, approaching my government with grievances. And so, it's a work in progress. I hope to hear something soon, but for right now, they're doing their business and I'm continuing mine. So as we talked earlier too, I got into all of this for peace. And then women's rights. And I'm still strong in that. And I guess ultimately, all of this started from my smile clouds and fighting against Zionism and the bullying that the Zionists do. And, it doesn't just happen in the USA. It happens all over the world, as we watch daily with Israel and Gaza and many other places. And the Zionists, they all work the same. They all, try to do all sorts of nasty things to people. And it's not acceptable. So, when I look at the pictures of Gaza, I am in shock. But, I have to say that the Zionists, I think they have this plan where they want to build a canal. And, there's nothing wrong with building a canal, but you ask for it. You don't just bomb a whole part of a country, especially one you're supposed to be taking care of. I mean, Gaza was under occupation, and so, yeah, they shouldn't be bombing something that they're supposed to be protecting. But long story short is that I think that, Netanyahu wants to put a canal, like a Suez Canal #2 sort of thing in the Gaza area. It just so happens that Gaza is sort of in the wrong place. And so, why bother to ask the people about moving so they could build it when we can just destroy it and then there's nothing left to talk about? Then we can just build whatever we want. And, we've been seeing this in the fires in Hawaii, the fires in California, the fires in Canada. This is an ongoing problem that the Zionists are doing. I don't know what their agenda in these other places are, but I know what their agenda is in Israel, Gaza, Palestine, whatever you want to call it. We got big problems over there, and this is what the Zionists thought was a good idea. Let's just bomb it, and then the people will leave, and then we can build whatever we want. And sadly, it is a thing that works. But with what type of national view do you want? Because it's not looking good, Israel, that you've done this. It doesn't look good for you at all. You should be ashamed of yourself. It's unacceptable. And Netanyahu, you're a criminal and you should be locked up. So Gaza is destroyed pretty much. There's not much left. And the people there are displaced. It's a mess. So, rebuilding definitely has to happen. Netanyahu should pay for it. He and the Zionist Christians. Yeah. It's scandalous. Then the UN has also helped Israel, so they're involved too. And we still need to really negotiate that peace there. I don't know. I don't think that the Palestinians should accept this Trump offer in its entirety. I think they need to speak up. I hope they know they have the right to speak up. What has gone on since 1947 in that region is just horrible. It's shocking that it was even allowed to happen. And it happened through organizations that I respected once, but they don't deserve my respect anymore. And they don't deserve your respect either. So it's time for a new world governing body. It's time for some big changes. It's time to remove Zionism from control. The Zionists, I am not a Zionist, and the Zionists do not own me. And they should not own anyone. Sadly, I think Donald Trump is wanting to build a hotel and casino, so he hasn't been doing anything to try to prevent Gaza from being demolished. And again, that hurts my heart to know that my own president is doing that. But I mean, he's illegally in office anyways, because there's lots of fraud in the election process. And nothing changed from 2020 to 2024. So I don't know why he was claiming there was so much fraud in the system in 2020, and then in 2024 there's nothing. So clearly he's fine as long as the fraud helps him. He's not fine when it doesn't help him. And this is unacceptable, to be so hypocritical. And then finally, they keep saying that there's no illegals coming in at the borders, right? Well, it's not an election year. So they don't need the bodies to come across to vote at the voting booths, do they? So this year there won't be any. Because the Democrats and Republicans don't need them to fill voting slots. And they're working together. At least the Zionists in both parties are working together. So, folks, we got big problems in the world from the Zionists and also in the U.S., but I already talked about that. And so I guess, really my platform is about fighting Zionism, ultimately. That's what it's really about. And I'm doing it on every level I can. I've been around the world this year to let everybody know that the election, it was fraudulent, and I've even collected a few smiles, and I was at the UN in Switzerland twice this year to protest the corruption in their peace process. They like to say that they're, we're here to promote peace, and, we have a peace day in May and we have a peace day in September, but they are the first ones who broke their peace process when they created Israel in the first place in 1948. And they also broke their human rights agreement that year too. So, when our leaders are hypocritical and they don't have integrity, that's when the world and our countries and our towns have problems. And that's what Zionism is all about. It's about lying, cheating, and stealing to get whatever you want whenever you want it. And I'll ask for forgiveness later. And that is unacceptable. It's just unacceptable. It's time to respect other countries. It's time to respect other religions. It's time to respect people of all walks of life, from all over, of all languages, and people, as long as you're not hurting others, then the behavior is respectful. It's when we stop respecting anyone, whether it's a child or an elder or a woman, that's when problems arise. And I ask you, is it that difficult to be respectful? Is it that difficult to respect one another? I don't think it is. And if it's difficult for you, you may want to seek help. You may need some psychiatric help. Because, you might be a narcissist. You might think that we're all here to make your life better, when we're here to live our own lives and you're here to live your life. And we can be friends, but I'm not here to make you rich and me poor. It's called respect. Okay, so I think that's enough for today. China, I guess, is not happy, but negotiation is what's needed with China. And, every country has a right to do what they want to do. And if China wants to do business with a different country, then so be it. We can also change and do business with other countries too. Okay, so on that note, thank you for stopping by. I am Susan Maud Buchser-Lochocki, and my website is susan4usa.com. That's Susan the number 4usa.com. You can look me up there, or you can pop my name into the Google search engine and you'll get some other information too. Thank you for stopping by, and I wish you a nice day wherever you are. Bye for now.